Welcome back to another episode of the Ben and Bergs podcast. I'm Ben, your favourite high school dropout and founder of Collective Shift. Alongside me is Bergs, your favourite MBA and COO of Collective Shift. Join us as we bring you world-class crypto research and strategies to help you dominate this crypto bull market, as well as behind-the-scenes view of us scaling the leading crypto research company here in Australia. And if you like the podcast, we'd love for you to leave us a subscribe if you're on YouTube, or check us out on your favourite podcasting app and leave us a follow. We come to you each and every week, twice a week, with the best in crypto and behind the scenes. And today, we are leading up into Christmas. It is Christmas time. And this is probably the first Christmas in the Wahlbergs that we have a smile on our face, because usually I go to the Christmas lunch and I am a sad sack because we've shilled crypto over the last 3 years and it is just down only. But this year, we are right. We are finally right.
I would be a sad sack too if I had your life, but I don't. So I'm a happy chappy, mate.
Wow.
No, I know the feels, mate. Like, crypto's down, business was down, had to rebuild it, rebuild all the people, rebuild the brand, working your absolute ass off, and no one cares about crypto. And this is the one in every 4 years where you go to Christmas and you are the man. You're going to light that little candle that says, smells like I was right about Bitcoin.
That's sweet.
The amount of smugness that is going to be in the air, I can taste it already, Ben.
Like, no need for ham this year, Nan. We are talking Bitcoin at the Christmas table because we're going to loathe in it, because we know this time next year we're going to be poor again. And it's going to
Mate, we have to soak it up. And the reason we are doing this episode is, first of all, to celebrate and be like, well done, champions, for buying crypto, having some gains, and enjoy your smugness over crypto. Drink a few too many beers, talk everyone's ear off. And we're doing this episode. We're going to look back on previous Christmases and what we said to people and what it was like, but also because everyone's going to ask you, you're going to be that crypto guy. Everyone knows who you are. How to talk to people about crypto at Christmas.
100%. So let's go back a year, Bergs. Let's look back. December 24th. Is that Christmas? When's Christmas? 25th.
25th, mate.
25th.
When's Christmas? What day is it? Where are we?
December 25th, Bergs, 2023. Bitcoin's at $43,000. Now, this is after, to be fair, we actually had a decent run up. Decent. We were at, throughout that year, throughout 2023, like, we got as low as 20, 23, 24. Look, to be honest, it actually did nothing. We went from 23 to like 4. Oh, it doubled, but still, it was like, after a retracement down from 65, we went to 23, consolidated, and then we ended up around 40-ish in December.
So there's a dual context here, where I remember around November we had Oz CryptoCon, Bitcoin went to 30K, and then it was around 40 or so at Christmas. So we're going up. But if you go back at Christmas, Bitcoin was like, I'm pretty sure it was still pumping. Was it on the way down?
Yeah, so no, it was 22 was bleak, man. 22, December 22, we're at 17,000.
So before then?
And then the Christmas before that in 2021, we're at 50,000. We just come off a peak in November at 63.
So everyone's going to remember you talking multiple Christmases ago about the all-time high of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's been down only since then, from like 70 down to 20. And now you're back at 40 last year, and you're like, yeah, it's happening. It's really happening. They're like, bro, you're down from 70 to 40. What are you talking about?
So
Michael Saylor's crazy. You're crazy. Bitcoin uses too much energy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're bad for the planet Earth. So you were down 25%, and then you were down 75%, and now you're back up, and you're nearly doubled where you were from 3 years ago.
Smells like success, mate.
smells like we were right. That's what it smells like.
As of today, we're around 106,000 US. So we've blasted through the all-time highs of the 70K. We're 50% above that, which is everyone that's ever bought a spot price is in profit. We're at all-time highs. It's amazing. So I'm walking into my Christmas with smugness, mate. Let's be honest.
I'm going to be smug, but then we're smug Bergs, and then people get jealous. People are getting FOMO. What are we saying to them?
Oh, bro. Okay, let's talk about the jealousy. Have you got those mates? Because they know you work in crypto. They know you got like a little bit of crypto. And they just like, I don't know, but I've got some mates that just hate on me, where they come in, they're just like, oh, crypto's no good. It does nothing. You're getting money for doing nothing. and you can't even defend it. And most of the time, it's just salty because I've been telling them to buy and they never bought.
No, see, you have corporate mates. That sounds so corporate, when they get
I have savage mates. Like, you think
Mate.
I'm savage? God damn, you got to meet these guys.
savage corporate mates that just get money arrive in their account every week and they don't really do much, and then they hate the world because they hate their job. That's what that sounds like.
They're happy that they got like 20% in equities. They're just like over the moon. And I show my portfolio is up over 100%, and they're just like, oh. And I'm quite conservative in crypto with the stuff I invest in.
So where are we going? So, Uncle Gavin or cousin Jerry, who's been shitting on you for 2 years, now all of a sudden he's probably got a crypto portfolio now because he's been seeing you on socials. He follows you on LinkedIn. He's like, this guy's a fuckwit. I need to start actually following him.
Or he bought a little bit and got burnt because he bought like bum crack coin and then lost 20K.
He bought shib at the peak. And
oh, bro. And everyone's got that story like that kind of got in. All right, so we're at the big family gathering. You're sitting there. You're in your Kiss My Assets Bitcoin t-shirt.
Yeah.
You're wearing your thongs because you're a lad. You're 600 beers in. You're just smug as. You're just about to get stuck into the ham. And then the question comes. It comes across the table, Ben. So you must be pretty happy with crypto. And what do you say, mate?
What do I say to that? I'm stoked. How was that advice? Did you follow my advice the last 2 years, Uncle Gavin?
Uncle Gavin, Auntie Stacey.
As I pull out my Swedish cigar and scotch and light the cigar over the Christmas ham.
From your personal butler that follows you around.
And then I reply, you can talk to me after you book an appointment, Uncle Gavin.
Oh, through my EA. Amazing.
So look, yes, I was right and you should have believed me, but I understand you didn't believe me. And here we are. And I think it goes back to coming back to Bitcoin and explaining why Bitcoin's pumping and why it's at all-time highs. And you can talk about, Uncle Gavin, how's your mortgage going? How is cost of living going? How's your wage going? It's all going the wrong direction, isn't it? That's because this is the way the world works. Supply increases of fiat, cost of living increases, your wage doesn't keep up, and now life is becoming really hard. That's what Bitcoin's trying to solve. And now Donald Trump's elected, the US government owns 1%, and they're wanting to buy more because they also know it's their way out of debt.
I've had this conversation with a lot of my friends that have studied economics, finance, everything with me, and it's all too much for them, that argument. So what I've started saying to them is two simple things, and there's lots of reports that say this, where your portfolio is now more risky by not having Bitcoin in it, and I just want them to get off zero. So I want everyone to own Bitcoin. I want everyone to get ahead like we have. And I just tell them, like, every pay cycle, put $50 in, $100, whatever that amount is to you. Do it on an exchange with direct debit or get paid in Bitcoin. And that's a very simple way to do it. And just start accumulating. I find when I start to explain, because Bitcoin is different things to different people. And for them to connect the dots, like you and I, we're ADHD AF, we connect the dots very, very fast. And we get it and we go deep and we have conviction. For them, I just explain it simply, where it's digital gold, it's scarce. A lot of people and companies are going after it because it's better than gold. And that's where they live. And I heard an amazing argument about why, when you're starting out, do you need to understand Bitcoin? And generally people have this advice where if you don't understand investment, you shouldn't invest in it. Sometimes you need to break that rule where you don't need to fully understand Bitcoin. And there's parallels, like, Ben, you use the internet every day. Do you understand how hypertext transfer protocol works?
Doesn't matter.
Or FTP? Do you understand how your car works or how electricity gets to your house? You don't, and you don't care because it just works. Yeah. And I've had so much success with just explaining you don't need to understand. Get off zero with a small amount of money and we'll talk in 3 months. It's digital gold. Let's go.
Yeah, spot on.
That is a conversation I'm going to be having with a lot of people and a lot of my family that start to ask me about crypto. And they start to say, what about Ethereum? What about Solana? What about shitcoin XYZ? I'm like, don't worry about it. You've got plenty of time. And I tell them, people are going to brag in a couple of years that they bought Bitcoin under 100K. That's how far this thing is going to send. Just get off zero and we'll start having little touch points and conversations along the way.
Yeah, I like that. I start with them. I always start with the money conversation because that's how I learned. Like, when you understand what money is, this is what my TEDx talk was. Like, once you understand that the $5 note in your pocket is worth what it is, because we all believe in it, there's nothing that really truly backs it anymore. Like, it's just a belief system, and you start to understand truly what money is. That's why, for me, Bitcoin became so obvious. And then I think like you've got to start to look at like why things are going up. U.S. government now wanting crypto to be home in the U.S. You've got not that Uncle Gavin will know what BlackRock is, but you've got the biggest, money managers in the world now, literally like BlackRock, recommending a 2% allocation to Bitcoin. It's something that cannot be understated anymore. And I think in terms of investing and getting ahead and doing something with your money, like Bitcoin, we are still early in terms of where this thing could go. And also, there's not enough. Yeah. I always say this as well. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around to every millionaire in the world. It's the only truly scarce asset on the planet. Like, there's still mining gold right now. Like, Bitcoin is the new digital gold, and you need to get on it, or you're going to be left behind.
Even like El Salvador found like 1 point something trillion worth of gold in the ground, and they're going to mine it and sell it to buy Bitcoin because they get it.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the exact same argument that I'll give. And like the majority of people don't even understand money. And so I make it even simpler where I say, okay, of your investable assets, like money that you invest in shares and stuff, take 2% of it, put it into Bitcoin. Yep. If you lose that 2%, it's not going to change your life. But if I'm right and a lot of people are right and that balloons, that is going to change your life.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable with that because they do want some exposure, but they don't really understand risk, or they've automated their investments. They're not heavy investors, but you still want to be able to help them.
Yep. And then also, like, they're going to want to know about the other stuff. And I agree. It's like, worry about that later, but just make sure you have a good chunk of Bitcoin in your portfolio. Then you can add some other stuff around there. Like, maybe add some Ethereum, add some Solana, but like, they're completely different things, and you just never want to invest more than you're willing to lose. But always start with Bitcoin and then work your way down from there. And I think you've got to go on some sort of personal learning journey. Like, you have to get your head around it some way. Otherwise, you're going to be shaken out. The market will dip. You'll panic sell, and we'll repeat the cycle. So getting them on, watching a video of mine on Instagram, like, hey, what social media do you watch? Like, where do you watch content? I'm on YouTube. Great. Go to my YouTube channel, watch a couple of videos and start to get a head around it. Like, that's how people learn these days. It's social media. That's how people are educated. Where do you like to read a newsletter? Do you like to read articles? Great. Let me send you something so you can start to get your head around this stuff.
Yeah, and you kind of just drip feed them. Like, I'm very proud of the Collective Shift website now and going to our free resources section. If you've got friends, send them there. We don't want your email address or anything like that. It's literally just good articles of learning about crypto, and not the like basics of what is crypto, what is this. We've got all that crap. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how does it fit into your portfolio, how to construct a portfolio, how to think about investing in crypto. We've got all that stuff about what is Bitcoin, how does it work, all those videos. But that bores people. It's more personal when you think about how it fits into your life.
Yeah, and show them how to do it. Get them set up with a SwiftX account, a CoinSpot, a Coinbase, doesn't matter, Binance, whatever the hell. Get them set up, show them how easy it is. Show them you just put your money in. It's not like you're not buying fairy dust, like it's real stuff. And show them how it works. Like, just sit there and, just get them across it.
This is exactly it. So the thing with getting someone set up, you can get them set up at the table while you're having Christmas lunch or dinner. And it takes maybe 5 minutes to KYC into an exchange. It is that quick. You need your license, an Aussie exchange, CoinSpot, SwiftX. They're all very quick. CoinJar, everything. Get them set up and then use their credit card or whatever they've got to buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. And you can even send them $10 worth of Bitcoin so they understand how it works. One thing with this, do not even entertain the idea of doing self-custody. No. That is way too hard. They're going to stuff it up. They're going to lose their crypto. That is down the track. Have an exchange, have a small amount on there, and we can talk about self-custody later.
Yep. Get them on two-factor authentication. Get them a good password, and that's fine for now. We can figure out the rest later.
Exactly. And you've literally got them off zero. It's cost you $5 or cost them $5. And now they're actually going to look at that portfolio. They can set up some kind of automation, and they will be able to enjoy those crypto gains with you. And hopefully next Christmas, they'll be on your side talking to everyone else about how good crypto is.
Agree. And I think the other thing is like also looking at Bitcoin as like as a savings account and explaining them like the last 10 years, how it compounds at 45%. annually, like where it's being used, how it's being used in different countries, like why people are buying it. Like I think Bitcoin's just a great place where people can dollar cost average and just continue to accumulate over time.
That's a huge selling point where equities give you, 10 to 15% per year. Bitcoin's 45% plus.
Yeah.
And if you save in Bitcoin, things become cheaper over time. If you save in fiat dollars, things become more expensive over time. And it's hard for people to understand that. But once they've started accumulating, you got them off zero, a year later, they'll start to understand that.
Yeah, totally agree. So get them on board, start getting them to watch some content. Let them know that, they've just got to get their head around it a little bit, but like start with Bitcoin and then work their way down. If they want to have a dabble on the other stuff, they can, but just keep it to a minimum. But get them consuming some content. Like where do you spend time online, and then show them some good content on those platforms, and then they'll get their head around it.
Another thing I've heard is generally people in the stock market, the general advice is you don't buy individual shares because you're saying you're smarter than the market. You only do that if you have some kind of knowledge someone else doesn't. You generally just buy an ETF, which is a basket of shares, and away you go. And you make significant gains because you've got all the top 500, 200 stocks. People want to do a similar thing in crypto. And I've been asked multiple times in the last week alone, do I go for this little basket of crypto? And most of them are like the top 10 or top 20. And I'm like, no. Do not do that, because things pop in and out.
Yeah. And there's crap in the top 20.
It's passively managed. It's not active. And a lot of trash can go in there, and you can get massively wild swings.
Yeah.
Just start with Bitcoin and keep it simple.
Totally agree. Accumulate, use it as a savings account, put a bit of money aside, and happy days.
Yeah. Small percentages and time horizon. Just let them know if you're not going to touch this for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And you're accumulating over that period of time, and you don't need the money, go for it.
That's a good one. Don't put in money that you're going to need in the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because there might be significant drawdowns. You'll have to stomach that. But then you get that 1.5 years of massive gains. And that is the game we're playing.
That's great. And then show Uncle Terry your Pepe trade that you made as a Collective Shift member, and then happy days. And then they're going to get the FOMO.
Do not talk to them about pump.fun and all the crazy meme degenerate stuff you're doing. Just talk to them a little bit about Bitcoin. Leave it there. No one wants to hear about like your insane 1000x leverage trade where you retired your bloodline. Just keep it to yourself. It's okay.
You mentioned our mate Tom at Christmas talking about pump.fun to, Arnie Karen.
Bro, he needs to be talking about how he constantly makes the worst choices and nukes his portfolio.
You know what's a funny story? So I bought my brother and sister some Bitcoin for their birthday 6 years ago. And every year, my brother's fucking shocking. He's like, give me the Bitcoin, I don't want to spend the money. And every year, it just continues to go up. And where it started to where it is now, it's like an actual, like, genuinely sizable investment. And I'm like, mate, this is the lesson. You do not take this thing out, and it will just continue going up. Like, this is the lesson here. No matter what you think you need the money for, you don't need it. Put it aside and don't touch it.
Bitcoin is the marshmallow test. And for those that don't know, someone puts a marshmallow in front of you and they say, if you don't touch it for 10 minutes, you get another marshmallow. And if you don't touch that, then you get 2 marshmallows. Yes. You get 4. It's essentially compounding.
Yeah.
The more you can wait and not spend that Bitcoin, the more it will compound, the more it will be worth. And your wealth will just be exponential.
Totally agree. So enjoy your Christmas, fam. Make sure you wear your Ben and Bergs merch for those absolutely epic listeners that came in and listened to us.
With Ben's deep fried head. So good.
My head is shocking on that. I mean, my hair looks pretty good, but the head is just shocking.
Your head's shocking every day, mate. Don't blame it on the shirt.
You know what? What makes it better is that t-shirt is that my head's shocking, but yours is so much worse that I actually look all right.
It's the other way around, mate. I just look normal, and they're like, what is wrong with his ears, and why is his head deep fried? That's the first question I get. It's like, what is wrong with Ben's head?
Well, that's fair. Like you actually look all right when you don't talk, and then you start talking, and then you're like, oh my God, that's what's wrong with him.
Mate, have you heard yourself? You're like, oh, I talk. I'm the best talker that's ever talked. I'm the best. I'm the first. I'm amazing. Ben Simpson. I shared a bunk bed with my brother.
Right. We're wrapping this shit up. Fuck this guy.
Have an amazing Christmas out there, legends.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, fam. Great work on the green candles. Let's keep pushing on. Let's get the family around Bitcoin this year.
Merry Christmas, champions.
See you guys.